Hi there. Have you ever experienced heartbreak? Now, when we experience heartbreak, what is our natural tendency? Often we want to close down our heart in some way because we don't like the feeling of that pain in the heart, the hurt that the heart feels after a heartbreak. But what happens when we shut our heart down? We actually close the door to love. And we, in our world today, we need love more than any other thing in this earth. Love is going to be that thing that helps us unite again, that helps us to heal, that helps us to find our common humanity with each other again, versus all the separation and the angst and the anger and the the finger pointing that's happening in our world today. Love is the solution. And of course, there's the "All You Need Is Love" song from John Lennon, and we want to find that love. But let's talk about heartbreak, and let's talk about how we can open up our hearts to love again. Now, one of the beautiful analogies that we can think of is in Japan. They talk about when a teacup breaks, for example. They have this tradition of putting the teacup back together, and instead of gluing it, they actually bind it with gold. And so in the seams where the cup broke, they have liquid gold that then solidifies to hold the china together. And this teacup that was previously broken, that now has the gold binding it together, is actually more valuable than the teacup prior to it breaking. So there's something to learn from this when it comes to heartbreak, that when we break our heart, when we have something really upsetting, maybe we lost someone, maybe there was a breakup, maybe there was just some really disappointing experience or traumatic event, and it really kind of created that heart-shattering experience. What actually is happening is it sends us into this process of needing to heal, just like bringing the gold in to repair the shattered teacup. When we can bring the healing in, the light comes in and pierces through that pain, and it pierces through that darkness. And yeah, we're going to feel the pain through the process, but as that light comes in, it's like the gold that comes in to help heal the shattering of the heart. And in actuality, what happens is with that gold and that light that's binding it together, it's actually now stronger than it was before. And it has even deeper capacity, more capacity to feel and to be filled with love than it ever did before. So heartbreak is actually a process by which we deepen our capacity to experience true love. But we have to heal first, right? So if we have experienced heartbreak and then we just shut down, or we close our heart, or we shut the door to love, and we just say, I'm not gonna open myself up to that again, well, then we are actually cheating ourselves from the beauty that love can bring into our lives. And this healing journey to heal from the heartbreak, everybody's gonna deal with it a bit differently. Some people need to get themselves out there right away, otherwise they might isolate too much, and so they just kind of put themselves back out there on the field right away to welcome that next love in. Some people can do that and they're very resilient. Others maybe need to take time to turn towards oneself and do self-nurturing and self-care to bring the love into ourselves. Now, personally, I'm one of those people who took long times in between heartbreak to re-heal myself. And it could be years sometimes where I was just really focusing on my own healing, letting go, of any anger that there was around that heartbreak, any grief that there was around that loss or that heartbreak. And as we sort of work our way through those emotions and let them go and forgive, which is very important, that forgiveness is very important for the healing process. And also, all healing is self-healing. So when we take that time to let go of the pain, and then to take care of ourselves and to nurture and self-care, we're actually giving ourselves love. And as we love ourselves, that then does the healing for us, which then allows us to fill our cup again with love. And then we get to this place where now I'm full, I love myself, I've created that kind of life flow around me that I want and that I'm happy with. And I'm good on my own, right? I don't necessarily need a relationship in my life to make me whole or to define me or to give me something. Instead, I'm giving it to myself. I am whole and complete on my own. And yet, it would be really lovely to share with another person and to be able to enhance each other's life even beyond what we can be on our own. So when it comes to that independence, yes, we are independent, we give ourselves that love, we fill our own cup, we take care of our own needs. And then when we can come to a relationship from that place, no longer are we looking for some needs to be fulfilled by another person because we're fulfilling our own needs. So instead of looking at a relationship of what can I get from this or trying to fill a hole from this relationship, now we're looking at it from a place of what can I give? How can I come forward to this relationship as my best self, feeling whole and complete and happy on my own, and yet being able to come into a synergistic, compatible, co-creative relationship with another person where we enhance each other's life even above and beyond the great life that we were already creating for ourselves. And that is the beauty of allowing ourselves to open up to love again. When we feel really, truly ready to receive that, and that we've broken some of the old codependent patterns of the past because we've gone through our healing process. So this is a really important thing. And when we are in love, whether it's we're loving ourselves and we're loving our own life, or we're in love with a relationship, when we are in love, we put out this vibration of love into the environment around us, and people feel that and they see that and they're uplifted by that. They're inspired by that. And if we could all just be living in this place of love in our lives, then the whole world would shift. We'd shift out of anger into kindness. We'd shift away from judgment and blame and separation into uniting and appreciating each other and accepting each other for who we are, and seeing that there's room for all of us here in this world, and we can appreciate the diversity and love that diversity rather than judge it. So love really is a very powerful force. And I personally have experienced that love is one of the most powerful motivating forces on this planet. It will motivate us to overcome any obstacle, to find the ways to be able to connect with those who we love and to not let anything get in our way. It's a hugely motivating force. Love is far more powerful than fear. And some people say there's only love and there's fear, but I would say there's only love and then there's a lack of love. And fear only rises up from the negative ego when we are out of that vibration of love. So if we can get back into that vibration of love, then fear melts away and determination comes into its place. Determination to connect to that love, to bring that love, to share that love with others. So let me share with you a little bit of my own personal journey of love and how I came to realize that love really is the most powerful force in our life. So I've been through many heartbreaks in my life and many relationships and many disappointments, and I'd gotten to this place in my life where, maybe I really don't need a relationship, because sometimes women are trying to find a relationship to validate them in a way. Like, oh, we're not whole or complete or validated as a woman unless we have that relationship, or we get married, or we have the family. So these are old stereotypes that often created, the value of women. But I was realizing that I had to let go of those attachments, let go of those, some sense that there might be something wrong with me if I don't have those things. I'd been through many, relationships and heartbreaks and disappointments. And I got to this place where it's like, okay, I don't need a relationship to define me. I'm good on my own. I actually really am happy living my life and fulfilling my mission and helping people in the world and so forth. And I don't need that relationship. And yet I did find that there was a place of some bitterness that was starting to settle into my heart, and that was starting to close the heart down. And yes, I was fulfilled in my work in the world and purpose, and I was comfortable with who I was and all of that. But there was still some part of me that was holding on to some bitterness or jadedness or anger that was causing that closing down. And I realized this, and at some point I thought, I can't give up, because I've always had this dream or this hope that I would find that right person for me, that compatible person for me. And I'm not going to give up on that dream just yet. I still feel it. I still want that inside of me. And so I decided I had to open myself up again. I had to create room in my life again. I had to, create that love and that romance for myself through the self-love and the love of spirit. And I had all of that going on. But now I was getting to this place where it's like, okay, it's time to open up the door for relationship again. Because we actually do grow a lot more when we're in relationship with other people than when we're just on our own. Sometimes we need to be on our own to heal and to progress, and other times we need to be in relationship with others because they mirror us and they can help accelerate that progress. So I opened myself up to the possibility again. And I got very clear, though, that I was done with the list. You know how we always have that list of, I want them to be like this, and they're going to have that quality, and then they're going to be like this, and I'm going to feel like this around them. And women in particular have a really, really long list. And we can be a bit impossible to please when we start to focus on our list, like it's got to be like this is my ideal guy, or this is my ideal partner. And I decided I was going to just dispose of the list and get rid of it, because really, ultimately, all I wanted was someone who was compatible with me. And I also got really clear with the universe. I'm done with the lessons. If you're going to bring anyone into my life, I'm good on my own. So if you're going to bring anyone into my life, it's got to be a life partner. Somebody who's really going to be able to walk with me in this life and serve with me in this life and align with the same mission and purpose, and just really be compatible with me. That's my only request, is compatibility.